All right, hey guys. So I am GamingTaylor. I am a Steam game collector. As you can see on my profile, it shows I have 14,500 games. In reality, I have a lot more than that. If you go to my library, it actually shows I have around 27,000 games, which is pretty accurate considering a number of years ago, Steam stopped counting new releases until it reached some threshold. I think if it sold like over 1,000 or over 10,000 copies, then it would count as a profile game. But if you look on certain games, like this is a game that I released, if you scroll down, it says profile features limited. And that is because the game didn't sell well and they don't want people just purchasing games for 50 cents just for the sake of game count. Also, if you see a game that says Steam is learning about this game, this also doesn't count towards your Steam profile. And also, I just wanted to gloat a little bit. I am number 7 in the United States. I used to be a little bit higher, but there's quite a few people collecting games. And so that comes around to what I want to talk about in this video, which is the Steam Curator system and a lot of the corruption that goes behind it. So there's no script in this video, there's no editing, so just follow along, I suppose, if you're curious about the Steam Curator system. So first of all, there's a ton of Steam Curators, and you may notice them on like a new game release. You scroll down and you'll see curators that say like, this game is amazing. Even before they're released, you may see curators recommending the game. You may wonder like, what the hell is a curator and why do people make curators? Well, curators are basically just groups or individuals that write reviews, but as a curator, you're only able to write like a couple sentences. So instead of reviews, it's just a sentence or two recommending it or not recommending it. It's as simple as that. And you can literally write anything for any game. You don't have to own the game. The game doesn't have to be released. And you can literally copy paste whatever's on the store page. So for Mass Effect, for example, this is my review. I can basically just go down here, copy and paste this, and leave a recommendation. And that is what many curators actually do. But even worse than that, there are some curators that don't put any effort. For example, this is critiquing Doge. Many beats, such journey, very dance. Every single review is this silly little meme. There's other curators like this. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite game. Just repeat it over and over and over again. Here's another one. I mean, if you scroll down, there's actually a ton of them. Most of the most popular curators are like famous YouTubers and YouTube channels and various game publications, but look at this one. This one just says yes, 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 yes on every single game. 46,000 followers. Here's mine, and I'll be honest, my curator, a lot of it, some of them I write, some of them I just copy paste. It really doesn't matter, okay? So just keep that in mind. I really don't suggest anyone follow any curator at all because they're not honest. And the reason why they're not honest is because the curator system, you're mainly in it to get free games. And that is why I don't recommend ever following a curator, because the whole point is to get free games. And to get free games, you need a follower account. Typically, you won't receive free games on a curator until you reach about 5,000 followers. But you really want to have over 10,000, and then over 20,000, you really start receiving a lot of games. And on my curator, I've actually received well over 1,000, probably multiple thousands of games for free just from having a curator. And you don't actually have to recommend any of the games that you get for free. All you have to do is, I mean, you don't really have to do anything. You just accept or decline them. And I accept every single one. Why wouldn't you? I've accepted so many that this page won't even load for the accepted games. And I just want to show you real quick. This is my licenses for various games on Steam, and these are all complimentary reviewer packages, which means for the most part they came from the Steam Curator system. So just scrolling down a little bit, you can see how many games I have received for free from the Steam Curator system. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it shows at the top there's 5,000. So I'm not entirely sure, but I may have received 5,000 games from the Steam Curator system. So yeah, if you couldn't tell already, lots of corruption going on, but it gets even worse than that. So not only is it is it just about getting free games. But the whole algorithm, I suppose, is based off followers. So like I said before, you won't get games unless you have followers, but even worse, you get games sent to you even if your page is literally just the same thing repeated over and over and over again. I have multiple curators, by the way. One of the curators is this one, and I literally just copy paste this over and over and over again for all these anime games, the same exact thing. And this curator has 24,000 followers. And you may wonder, so how do these curators get so many followers? I have 5 different curators, and I can tell you why in a little bit. So this is one of mine, 7,000 followers. This one has 6,000, and this one has 14,000. So I have 5 curating groups, all getting games for free. You don't get like a whole lot every day, but every week I get like maybe 20. So sometimes more, sometimes less. But you may be wondering, how the heck do you get so many followers? It's certainly not organic. If you made a new curator today and you made like hundreds of reviews, you wouldn't get any followers. Maybe you would get like 50, but there's no way you would reach over 1,000. I can tell you that for sure. So in the old days, a lot of curator groups, they would actually pay like a third-party website or maybe even a game developer. And what they would do is they would generate like thousands of keys for these low-end indie games, and then they would go on a site and host a giveaway. And I don't know if you've ever entered some of those Gleam giveaways, but some of them you have to like click a button and you have to like follow someone on Twitter or follow someone on YouTube. And some of them made you go to Steam and follow a curator. So obviously there was a ton of bot accounts. There was thousands of people trying to get free games, and they would go to your curator group and they would click follow, and generally the site owner would make the money and you would get a ton of followers. So once you got like 5,000, 10,000 followers, you would start getting free games though, and that was worth it. So a lot of these like meme curators that have tens of thousands of followers, obviously they're not real people following. That is ridiculous. Most of them are boosted by tons of bot accounts or from various giveaways or promotions, and they're not legitimate. I can tell you that for certain. I know quite a few people who have curator groups, and it is one of the most corrupt systems on Steam, and I honestly wish Valve would just remove the whole system entirely. Even if I get free games sent to me every day, it's a total corrupt, ridiculous system. So now I want to go over why I have so many curator groups. So like I said before, let me go to the Curator Connect. So this is a little bit behind the scenes. I have a game on Steam, and in the system, if a developer releases a game on Steam, this is what they see, and this is called the Curator Connect. And this is how the curators are listed in order. So this Neptune review, I think I showed you this earlier, but all they do is write nep on every single game that they review. And it's basically telling me that I should recommend my game to this reviewer. And it's like, why? They haven't posted a review in 8 days. And entirely it's because of the follower count. 85,000 followers, so they think this follower is popular, and also my game has these tags: action, zombies, and FPS, and this curator happens to have action and FPS, so it's recommending me this curator. So why do I have 5 curators? It's because of these tags. You're only able to have, I believe, 5 tags per curator group. Let me just go on and make sure. Edit curator settings. All right, so these are my tags here: indie, action, strategy, casual, and adventure. Probably not the best tags. I have no idea. But I have multiple curator groups. So this one has the anime tag. This one has like retro, indie, whatever. This one has some other tags that weren't included in the first group. And this one has like virtual reality. So I get different types of games sent to me for each curator group, even if I copy paste the same recommendation for all the groups. So as I was getting at before, the only thing that really matters is the follower count. And as you can see, every curator at the top of the list basically are curators that have over 10,000 followers, and that is why groups that have less than 10,000 followers are not getting any free games. And basically, this is the only reason why people make curators in the first place, is just to get free games from developers. And here, mine even showed up right here. So this is my own curator, and it was listed at the top just because it has so many followers. So there's really no point to this video. I just kind of wanted to share why curators recommend games, why the system exists, and why they do it, and why you see really ridiculous reviews from curators that have 20,000 followers, and you're just thinking, how the hell do they have 20,000 followers? Why are they doing this? What is this for? And like I said, it's to get free games. And if you have a way to boost your follower count, I highly recommend making a curator group. If there's some way that you know of to get to force people or to force bots to get 10,000 followers, go ahead, because there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of other curators doing the exact same thing. So yeah, this is just a video I've wanted to make for quite some time. It's one of the ways I've received thousands of games. Another way I received thousands of games for free is from a site called Keymailer. Keymailer, you can request games from developers in exchange for like video reviews on YouTube or streaming on Twitch. I was banned from the site eventually after getting who knows how many games, literally thousands, and I really wasn't making any videos. I was just requesting every single game on the site until the owner finally caught up with me and like shadow banned my account. Basically what I'm getting at is collecting games on Steam. Yes, on this channel I advertise a lot of bundle sites, and you can collect a lot of games for very cheap through these bundle sites, but obviously you're not going to be collecting thousands upon thousands of games. There has always been loopholes in the system, especially with the curator system and the like YouTubers collecting games for promotion and all sorts of other like crazy stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I know, for example, this guy number 3 in North America, Gizmo Gamer, he had like basically a glitch in the curator system where he had every single game tag all in one curator, and Steam didn't fix it for years, so he was getting like probably 3 times more games than I was, maybe even more than that. He was getting a ridiculous amount of games, and he wasn't even leaving any reviews. He was just accepting all the games, and that is why his game count is so high. And I don't know how the other people do it. Some of them had a special like press access account where they could basically redeem any game on Steam for free, and that was kind of crazy. There was these just floating around press accounts. So there's this one guy named Kongzula who used to be number 1, but he got delisted recently because Steam is kind of cracking down on the whole like game collecting system. It's a lot harder to collect games these days than in the past. In the past, indie games could generate millions of keys and give them all out for free, and also they could sell their game for like 50 cents or less on the Steam store, and people would purchase the 50-cent games or even less in bundles. You could get like a bundle of games for very, very cheap. And there used to be other bundle websites that would sell like 25 games for $1. But yeah, things have changed, but I'm going to stop rambling here. I like to talk, especially when it has anything to do with Steam. Pretty knowledgeable. But yeah, if you guys want to follow my curators, go right ahead. And if you want to see some like also some inner stats of my curator, there's a limit of how many reviews you can have. It's 2,000 reviews, and to keep my curator like up to date, I like remove reviews and then like add new ones just so it makes it look like I'm active. And a lot of my reviews are just jokes, like I'm telling you. They're just, they like, some of them a lot of them are games that haven't even been released yet, and I do reviews on upcoming games just because you get more views. And I don't even think this really matters, but as you can see, I have 3.5 million views influence, and all the games shown here are games that are not even released, and they get the most views. So if you're making a curator, highly suggest making reviews on popular unreleased games. So I guess I'll end it here, and hopefully you guys learned something. And don't ever follow anyone in the curator system, because it's all lies. It's all corruption. There's no truth behind it. Same with people who get games for free and write or like make video reviews on YouTube. Don't trust them. They're getting the game for free. They have no bias. I mean, they have bias towards recommending the game, because if they recommend the game, they'll get more games. And that's another reason why on my curator, every single one of those 2,000 reviews are recommended, because there is no point leaving a bad review, because first of all, it rarely, like the bad reviews rarely show up on the Steam store, and you don't really get any views. So, and then you won't get games for free if people think you're a negative curator. So yeah, I will stop this video here. Thanks for watching. Sorry that it went on for so long, and stay tuned for the next video. Have a nice day.